What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey Pipes. Today is Tuesday, February 13th, 2024. Heading to my first service call of the day. It's a little after 6 o'clock in the morning. We're on the 495 westbound, heading into the greatest city on the earth, Manhattan. Manhattan. Learn that, spell that in kindergarten. Manhattan. Got it? Excellent. Learn something new every day. Let's get going. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are inside. Deep inside. All under millions upon billions of gallons of water. We're inside the Queens Midtown Tunnel. Heading to a Mediterranean modern Greek restaurant. I believe it's on East 55th Street. We have two, not one, but two AO Smith Cyclone gas-fired water heaters that are giving a ignition failure error. It's funny that both are doing the same thing, which means they may be related to one another. And I'm not talking about coming from the same plant in Tennessee. All right, guys, smash that thumbs up button. If you haven't done so already, consider subscribing. There's no cost or obligation. And while you're down there, hit that notification bell to get post notifications when I drop a video. All right, guys, let's go make this happen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are on 3rd Avenue, East 41st Street. Give you guys a quick little view of what we're driving through this morning. We got some snow, precipitation coming from the clouds, coming from the heavens. We are approximately about 5 minutes away from our destination. A little early. Thought it was gonna take a little over an hour to get here, so I'm gonna have some time to kill. Maybe I'll get some Five Guys. You know, they say it's a city that never sleeps, so you should be able to get breakfast, lunch, or dinner any time of day, right? I just got sodomized. $30 for 3 hours. It's crazy. All right, here we are, East 55th Street. It's snowing, and I don't like the snow. I only like the snow when I'm skiing on it. Well, at least they have an A. I guess I could forget about the magic red carpet here. Pull. Duh, it does say pull. Just because I'm an idiot. Beautiful restaurant. Can't wait to bring the wife here, by the way. All right, we're gonna head up 2 flights of stairs, but New York City 2 is 6. All right, it's a big giant cyclone. That one's working. And this one's not. Not that old either. There's our exhaust. Fresh air. What that's about. Got this Lars boiler, Neotherm. Mixer. All right. Just doing a nice little visual It's also good for documentation purposes. They call me back in the future. At least I know what we got going on here. All right. Here is, oh, no condensate neutralizer. You're eating. Wow, look at that. We don't have any condensate neutralizer right there. They put on a piece of copper here. That's good. That's no good. That's gonna eat away. Going into there, looks like it's just dripping onto the floor now. But yeah, without having a neutralizer there, your cast iron waste piping, it's no bueno. It's no bueno. It's gonna get eaten alive. All right, let's see what we got going on up here. Looks like they left their test port on there. Let's fire up. All right. Let's see what happens. No, she's running. There's an older model, an older Cyclone. This one's from this is the series 200 series. Yep, 200 series. This is going to be the 300 series. There's a few different series of models that they came out with the same Cyclone MXI. So she's running. We're going to have to set up the ladder, see what's going on up there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's do a quick assessment of what we know and what we've now confirmed visually. I haven't touched anything other than turn on the model on the right, the Series 300. But the original customer's complaint was that we have ignition failure on both systems. He was fortunate enough to get this one up and running, and it's been running, but the one on the right hasn't been. Ignition failure on both systems. So let's think logically. What could possibly cause an identical issue across both units that the only thing that they share together is power, but that's from different circuits, it should be. Water, but we should probably open that up. This is open. We should probably open that up. All right, water, but they're both independent units. That leaves us with gas. So we have a 300,000 BTU unit, another 300,000 BTU unit, right? There's gas piping there. T picking up this one. We also have, let's not forget about the boiler. We have a 500,000 BTU boiler, and we don't even know what else is on this line. We know this is the end, and it looks like we have some 1.5 inch piping there. Yep, that's 1.5 inch. Or is it? You know, I get confused. Yeah, it looks like 1.5 inch. We have some 1.5 inch piping, or is that? No, 1.25 inch piping. I get confused looking at this stuff sometimes. I know that this is 1 inch, and that does look like 1.25 inch. All right, 1.25 inch. 1.25 inch. Oh, I can't read it. What does it say right there? I'm gonna have to to go up there and look at that. And then it comes in from there. Common denominator is, are we exceeding the capacity of the pipe? All right, before we get started, I want to take a look at our vent termination. We have 2 exhausts and 2 fresh air. Let's go see if I can find the termination of this joint. All right, we made it to the roof. Yes, I've already been up here. I was actually still filming in time lapse. I gotta tell you, it's even. If you got a fear of heights, don't go up there. All right, got some outdoor gas propane patio heaters. That looks like they lock down. Good, smart. We have a cooling tower. Some kind of fresh air exhaust system, probably for the kitchen. Hear the water splashing around in there. Water filtration for the cooling towers. Let's take a look at our exhaust. Let me get my flashlight out. All right. Now we have 2 water heaters and we have two water heaters and 2 boilers. Let's take a look at all the exhaust terminations. All right, those are clear. And of course, I come to Manhattan. See any Latina chicas in there? Of course, I come to Manhattan on the shittiest day of the year. It's supposed to be a blizzard. So, I've checked my terminations outside. I'm quite confident that. Oh, look, I have a little gym right there. Looks like an apartment building. All right. So I checked my outside terminations. We are quite good there. Notice that cocky on 2 of them. We're gonna pull the burner and take a look, see what's going on. But the staircase, they should have elevators for the plumbers. Come on, don't they know that we prefer elevators? But imagine schlepping these 2 giant water heaters up here from the street. Oh God. Big money, guys, big money. All right, one of the first things we are going to do here is check gas pressure at the gas valve. Now, this looks a little different than what most of you are probably used to seeing, especially on the residential side. But this is a gas valve for a 300,000 BTU modulating and condensing water heater. Coming into it, this is generally factory supplied and field installed. This is a gas pressure switch, so we have a low pressure issue with the gas. It's going to send a signal to the main control that, hey, we have low gas pressure, don't run. This is our gas valve here. I turned off the gas and I took off the tube that was there, and I used a small flat screwdriver, compliments of Whale McLean, and I loosened up that little set screw that's in there. I'll try to show you that right there. See a little set screw similar to that one right there. I loosened that up, and then I slid over the rubber tubing over that, and turn the gas on, and we have 7.6 inches of water column at our water heater. So that's within specification, but let's just double check what that actually says on the rating plate. So here's our gas pressure in inches of water column. We have a max inlet of 14 inches and a minimum of 4.8. Okay, let's fire this bad boy up. I'm just putting that to enable from disabled. Let's fire up and see what kind of numbers we get once it's running. There that is. We're gonna take this with us. Stick that right there, and then we can watch the pressure once it fires up. Right now it's in pre-purge status. Very little deviation right now. We're still in pre-purge. 7.8 on average inches of water column here. Here we have an ignition. That gas valve should be opening right now. Waiting for that gas valve to be on. There it is. And we dropped a little bit to 6.5, it looks like, but we're still maintaining 7.4, 7.5 inches of water column. So that is good. All right, so we have good gas pressure. It's verified with it static and with it also running as well. Gas pressure is not an issue here. So let's take a step back and let's think about what the client had told us that prompted us to come here. He said that both units have had ignition failure errors, and he got one up and running, which is the one directly behind me. And this is the one that we verified. We haven't even looked at this one yet. So let's go see what's going on with that one in the error history. All right, so unlike the other model, this is not a touch screen. So we'll go to menu. We're gonna scroll down. The settings are the same. We're gonna go to fault history. We're gonna select, and what would you see there? We have blocked exhaust faults. Blocked exhaust faults. Interesting. We don't have ignition failure. We have the last 9 occurrences was blocked exhaust. So we'll have to come back to that, but we're going to focus our attention back to this one with that ignition failure, which appears to only be one time in its history. So, all right, we're going to pull the burner assembly off the top of this unit. I disconnected the gas, and yes, that's a can of paint. I kid you not. Improvised adapt. You do the same thing. Unfortunately, when they installed this 1.5 inch line, right, they didn't support this at all. They relied on the gas valve to support the piping. And let me tell you something, that weighs, it's got some weight to it. So fortunately over there, I saw something a similar height, just what I needed, that's sturdy, and I got that little paint can right there, or stain can, holding up the gas valve. It is what it is. Improvise, adapt, overcome. I removed the 3-inch, used the 5/16 driver to loosen up that band. Remove the control wiring going to our blower, the power going to our blower, pressure tubing from the gas valve. No, pressure tubing from that tube right there resting on the floor. And now I'm going to use a 1/2 inch deep socket and remove these bolts and nuts holding the combustion burner, sorry, to the top of the water heater. All right, she's pulled. Wow, that, man, it's dirty in there. Huh. All right, let me give you guys a close-up view of what's going on in here. And Use a good power washing with this bad boy. Woo! I gotta admit, it's moments like this that makes the job, my career, my profession, just that much more gratifying. The fact that people have a problem and that we can fix it is just epic and mind-blowing. Crazy, crazy. What's even more crazier is that he said that the other plumber who was here just replaced those flame rods. I gotta be honest with you guys. It does not look like these flame rods were just replaced. There's no way in hell these were just replaced. And that's facts. Don't lie. Come on. And don't scam people. If you're gonna say you're gonna do something and you charge them, do it. This is just pathetic. Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I didn't know you were here. I was waiting for you at the front door.
What's that? You waiting at the front door?
Yeah. You showed up.
Where were you? I've been in and out of this building about a half a dozen times so far.
What time? You showed up before 7 o'clock.
Yeah. Someone let me in at 6:40.
Oh, okay. Well, good thing somebody was here.
Yeah.
How's it going? How's it looking?
Looking pretty bad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them have issues. I don't know if Spirit told you.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
All right, sir.
Let me know if you need anything.
You got it. Thank you. All right. This is pretty bad. This refractory looks pretty good, but this gasket is pretty shot. Let's loosen up these bolts. Pull this retention ring. Pull the refractory. And then replace this gasket because it's no bueno. All right, so I pulled the 4 bolts, and new ones come with the kit, by the way. I pulled the refractory, which isn't fair. I would say is good condition. But now this gasket feels like it's rusted on. I don't like this at all. There's too much moisture here. So that makes me think of something, maybe cross-contamination at our venting. Big possibility, especially when you see what the combustion chamber looks like in here. It looks like we do have cross-contamination here. The inside walls of the combustion chamber. Let's see if we can take my flashlight and take a look inside our fresh air tubing. And well, it looks all right, but we're gonna have to take a closer look at that. And there's our boiler, and there's 2 water heaters. So we're gonna have to really do a good investigation here. Maybe pour some water down one of these fresh airs to see which one it is. Actually, no, that's a bad idea. Pour some water. I'm gonna get water inside the gas valve. That's not good. I don't know, but let me finish cleaning this up and see what we can do with this bad boy. All right. I used a wire brush and I removed the flame rod and the flame sensing rod. Sorry, the ignition rods, spark. Let me start over. All right, I pulled the flame sensing rod and the spark ignition rods. I used a wire brush and I cleaned the inside top of the combustion chamber plate. This redness is leading me to believe we have a combustion issue. I don't like that redness there. Off camera, the client's executive chef brought up some coffee and some pastries. I gotta admit, I feel like I'm in the Mediterranean or in Europe right now. It's epic. And I gotta admit, it's good coffee. I typically don't accept water or, food sorts of the things from clients while I'm working because I like to save it for the tip that I'm gonna get at the end. Just keeping it real. But here, I'm in a Greek Mediterranean restaurant in Manhattan, high-end restaurant, and I took a peek at the coffee machine up front. It's gonna be good. So I'm gonna save the two pastries for later because I got probably hazardous material on my hands and I don't want to eat it. Keeping it real. All right, off camera, I took some compressed air and blew out the mesh on the main burner. Cleaned up the retention ring as best as I could. Resecured the 4 bolts, replacing the old ones. Used a 7/16 socket. I used the deep socket, it works. I'm gonna put back a clean flame sensing rod and reinstalling the new spark ignition rods. Now this is the replacement one. It looks a little different, as you can see the tips, but I'm not concerned. It was supplied by AO Smith specifically for this model, so I'm good. All right, I used wire brush and I got down as deep as I can, arm's length, to cleaning the inside of the combustion chamber tube. Let's put the burner back in. All right. All right, the gas valve and the blower and the main burner, everything is reattached, resecured. All my nuts, even that one right there. That one right there. See that one right there? Dead center of the screen, this bad boy? Yep, even that one. Tighten that one up as well. Because there's a thing on YouTube that basically says that if I don't show it, I didn't do it. And in case you're wondering, did I actually blow out the main burner? I did, because there's the customer's compressor that I used. Like Mikey Pipeful, where's the hose? Hose is over there. All right, let's turn on the gas. I already closed that set screw on that test port. We're gonna turn on the gas back on. And let's fire it up. Excellent. We are at 8:25. Been here for 2 hours. Fire up, baby. And while I'm waiting on that, I'm taking a look at this thing. Is it me, or is this thing missing something? Huh. I gotta do a little research on that. I don't do that much commercial work, but I know it's supposed to look something like this with a lever on it. The T&P valve, temperature and pressure relief valve. Gas valve's open. She's on, baby. We're firing. Let this bad boy run. Oh, what happened? Interpurge. Yeah, I'm a nincompoop. I never hooked up the flame sensor wire. Retard that I am. You see? Besitos. Get on there. See? Oh, we need this. This is mine. Oh, I did it again. All right, let's power cycle it. You know what? I'm not focusing. And that's 2 mistakes now I've made. The first one was with the flame sensor rod, and now the other one is, it would help if the ignition cable was plugged into the ignition transformer. And that's one of the benefits of watching the Mikey Pipes Pipe Doctor YouTube channel, because I keep it uncut, unedited, raw. I show the mistakes that I make with the intention that hopefully you guys don't make the same mistake I'm making. Let's watch this thing go into ignition. Oh, fuck. Alright, let's see if this thing sparks. Man, we got a good spark there. There's time this thing comes off. Beautiful. I love that little flame icon, by the way, dancing around like that. Looks so nice and pretty. So nice and pretty. Let's power cycle this several times. Make sure we have consistent operation. I have my new ignition cable, my new spark igniter, new primary gasket, the refractory. You know, I wish if I had one, I would have replaced it. Let me check the manual and see what it says for combustion readings I need to be at, and maybe go on to the next. That one, that beast. All right, I cycled it about, I think 5 times. We are at temperature, still running, looking good. I'm gonna focus my attention on the other one now. One of the things to keep in mind when you have ignition failure, regardless of the type of system it is that don't forget that the most common failure or most common cause of having ignition failure is a dirty and or worn out flame sensor. Now, these flame sensors should be inspected and cleaned anytime the system is being serviced, especially once a year. And I'm going to show you now how we measure the what I'm looking for. DC microamps. All right. We need to be at 8 or above. So DC microamps. My Fluke 902 FC meter reads that. So let me show you how we do that. There's my meter. It's set to read DC microamps. We're going to read it in series. So here is that one connection that was going to the flame rod. My other terminal is going to the flame rod itself. We're going to turn on power to the unit. And once this thing kicks on, we're going to see what the DC microamps is reading. And it needs to be above 8. If it's, it needs to be above 8. If it's below 8, we're going to have a flame proving issue. And it's not going to be good because we're not going to have ignition. We're not going to sustain ignition. Here we go. Now keep in mind, this flame sensor is basically a piece of metal. It's a conductor mounted with a ceramic insulator around it, secured, and it sits inside the combustion chamber. The burner flame, let's see what we're getting 10, look at that, 9, 8, 10. So we have a relatively good amount of those DC microamps, 13.2, is perfect. And all I have it wired into is my voltmeter. One lead is going to that wire that goes to the control system, and the other lead with an alligator clip is going to the flame rod itself. Keep in mind, the flame rod is nothing more than a piece of metal that sits inside the flame, and the burner flame will conduct a small amount of electrical current, which that senses. Now, everything has to be perfectly grounded for this to work. If you have a grounding issue, You could get, the same exact issue where you think the flame rod is dirty. It's not. You take it out, you clean it, you put it back in. The same thing happens again. You always want to make sure your equipment is properly grounded. Otherwise, you'll have a similar issue with flame sensing failure. Hope this sums everything up, but we have good flame current here. Excellent. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why I always say, I've been saying this for many years on this channel, and that is, if you ain't testing, you're guessing. If you're not testing with the right tools, like this, a multimeter, right, you're guessing. If you're not using a combustion analyzer and you're working on a heating appliance or something that burns fuel, you're guessing, okay? If you ain't testing, you're guessing. And if you're guessing, you're not testing, and hacks will bring me stacks. All right, here's the other Cyclone. This is the series 200. You can tell that some real professionals have been here servicing this machine. There's the flame rod. Old gasket resting on top of it. It's like no one even cared. Kind of disgusting if you ask me. This blower assembly looks fairly new, but I'm just looking for any shorts or frays or any wires. I don't see any. It's just not maintained well. All right, I think I did a pretty good job here cleaning off this BTH Series 200. I changed the spark igniter rod, the spark cable, the gasket, similar condition as to the other one, the Series 300, that's only 3 years old. This one's approaching 9 years of age. I'm just gonna have them pull some domestic hot water downstairs in one of the kitchens and let this bad boy fire up, make sure she's good, check our flame current, and should be on our way. 33 degrees outside. It is snowing pretty bad outside, by the way. Wait until you see the outro of today's video. It's pretty brutal out there. It's a good thing I turned on my snow melt. All right, here it is. Beautiful Manhattan when it's snowing out. Can't even imagine what it's like when it's a blizzard. Crazy. Well, I gotta admit, having commercial plates on this little Metris worked out perfectly today. I was able to park almost directly in front of the job site, and because it's commercial only, even though it cost me 30 bucks, it was well worth it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me get your thoughts and feedback down in the comments section down below. And as always, smash that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and alarm bell for post notifications when I drop a video. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, be well, God bless, stay safe. Yo, I just had to bust out the camera. I'm on southbound on the Van Wyck. Here's Queens Medical Center right here, Jamaica Hospital. I have not seen the Van Wyck open like this since COVID quarantine. Not just COVID, quarantine COVID, when you could drive. I can get to Midtown Manhattan in like 20 minutes from my house, which normally takes like an hour and a half. Southbound Van Wyck Expressway. This is just epic. This is just tits. Love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. All right, I'm just navigating through traffic here. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Wouldn't be here without you. Love it. Love every single one of you as well. Thank you.